Welcome to Cloudcast, where you get an inside look at St. Cloud, Florida's local government. Whether you live, work, or play here, we're bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. Cloudcast is hosted by our communications team, including Mariama Batchelder, Andrew Sullivan, Deborah Carson, and Jay B. Miller. Thanks for listening in to Cloudcast.
All right, welcome St. Cloud. We are here for another edition of Cloudcast. I am Mariama. I have in studio with me today Jay.
Hey, everybody.
And we've got our special guest, Jaime, who is here to talk trash. I don't normally let people talk trash, but we're talking trash proudly today. So, Jaime, we are about to make some changes to how we collect bulk pickup things here in St. Cloud. And I'll tell you, in any government conference I go to or people who are in jobs similar to mine at other governments, I hear one thing. If you want to really make people mad, mess with their trash pickup, right? So
that is 100% correct.
And boy, we know, because if you miss a pickup or something happens, we hear about it, as we should, to be fair, right? But we believe this is a change that's actually going to benefit our residents. So tell us a little bit about what is going on and when all this is going to start.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, thank you for letting me be on the podcast. It's exciting to talk trash with you.
Talk trash, that's right.
One. But yeah, one of the biggest things that we're trying to roll out at Solid Waste is a process that's going to be a little bit more convenient for residents. So the typical bulk special pickup where it's anything that really doesn't fit in your bin. So furniture, random stuff you want to get rid of that is just too bulky, hence bulk. Okay. There were days for each area throughout town.
Right.
So
yeah, in fact, we have a map online right now that residents can go on. Shameless plug for this tool. You can literally plug in your address and it'll pull up and show you what days are your recycling, your regular pickup, correct, your yard waste, and bulk pickup. But that's about to change.
Yeah, so I'll give you one big example we had recently where a resident did her bulk pickup, or spring cleaning, if you will, and her pickup was Wednesday, but she did her cleaning on Friday.
Sure.
And so right now the system is we wait till Wednesday to drive around and see the pickup, and then it'll be gone. Well, she's had those items out there on Friday.
Yeah, so it sat there from Friday to Wednesday.
So
right?
people
the neighbors loved it. She loved it.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
So what we're doing now is more of a reservation system.
Okay.
If you know you're going to do some heavy cleaning and you've got all these items to discard, you fill out a form online, and we will schedule that pickup for the next available day, which should be within 1 or 2 business days. So in this example, it's on Thursday, so then we have availability on Friday. That trash is only out there one day.
Okay.
So that's the simplest way of doing it, as opposed to just waiting and then being inconvenienced by everybody.
Okay, so let me see if I get this straight. Currently, I have a day assigned to me for bulk. That won't be the case anymore. But if I have an old refrigerator, for example, that I want to set out there, I can call you guys or fill out this form online, and I'll know exactly what day you're coming, so I can put it out for that day, or you can schedule it soon after I have put it out.
Yes. So with the process, how we're going to do it is we're going to update our website. So where the bulk pickup is going to take you to a form.
Yes.
You're going to fill out all the information. Please be specific on what you're putting out so we can match what needs to be picked up.
Sure.
For example, don't just put a couch and then we go to your house and there's a whole entertainment system to be discarded.
Sure, okay, yeah.
There's going to be some discrepancy there, and we're going to get mad because we didn't pick it up. So be specific with what you're going to pick up. That form gets submitted into Solid Waste. We then schedule that pickup and give you a confirmation email so that you know it's coming on Thursday, have your stuff ready, and we'll go and pick that up the first time during our route.
Okay. And it seems like from a operations standpoint that this is a lot more efficient, because what I'm envisioning now, correct me if I'm wrong, if a certain area of the city is scheduled for bulk pickup on Thursday, are these trucks literally just driving around in that area looking for bulk pickup prior to the new system?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a lot more efficient.
Okay.
It's also going to be a lot more sustainable because we don't have trucks just driving around. It's also going to limit some confusion. Again, going back to that couch example, if you were intending to give that couch to your buddy and he's got to get a pickup truck, and we coincidentally happen to drive down that road and think that's bulk pickup.
Oh, and then the couch disappears, and now your buddy's mad. Yeah, okay.
Or the other way around.
Sure.
We think your buddy's going to pick up that couch, and we leave it there, and you get mad at us because it was bulk pickup.
Okay.
So it alleviates a lot of confusion. It's a lot more sustainable and a lot more efficient. We have the software now that when we get all these reservations, we can plug them in to an address and optimize our routes. So, again, the efficiency, the sustainability of us going from A to B in a more quicker way as opposed to going from A to C to D back to B.
Sure. Yeah, this sounds a lot more efficient, and honestly, I'm sure it's pretty expensive to operate those big trucks. And when you look at the price of gas and diesel right now, it's just going north. So anything that we can do, again, to utilize tax dollars efficiently is a good thing. So this all kicks off on May the 1st. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're looking to launch the form a few days before May 1st so that we can have our first pickup scheduled then.
Right.
There are no fees changing in this process. The first 2 cubic yards are $24, and then it's $12 every cubic yard thereafter. So there's no change to the fees there.
Okay. So same fees, it's just becoming more efficient, and people will have be able to get their stuff picked up in a more timely manner, regardless of what day they decide to do their spring cleaning or redecorate or whatever we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the webpage updates coming. The form will be active about a week prior to the May 1st changeover, so that if you're doing some spring cleaning late April, you can get in there and get those reservations made for May 1st moving forward.
Okay, this is not regular trash pickup. It's bulk, which is in a different category of trash.
Yep.
And so does a different truck come in the neighborhood? Because obviously the usual one is like, the arm, that's what we call it. So is there a different truck?
It's a clam truck, so it looks like a truck with an arm in the back.
Okay. That big claw thing,
right?
The
claw. Okay, I have seen that plenty of times, right? And I believe I have heard it commonly referred to as the clam truck.
Yep.
And so you said in your pricing that it's 2 cubic yards. How much is? And help me envision for our listeners out there. 2 cubic yards. About how big, space wise, would that be?
Space wise, it would be maybe 2 couches on top of each other.
Okay.
Like the love seats.
Yep, right.
About 2 cubic yards.
Okay.
So if I put a couch out there, it's just a standard 3-seat couch. Is that 2 cubic yards, or is that more than that?
It would be less than 2 cubic yards.
Okay. So I'm just going to get charged the $24 for that. Okay.
And so the claw can lift a couch?
Yes, the claw can lift.
Can the claw lift a washing machine?
Yes, it can.
There you go. That's the power of the claw.
Power of the claw. You're scared of the claw. There's a 90s
don't
reference.
mess with the claw. Maybe that ought to be our slogan. Don't mess with the claw.
There you go. Don't mess with the claw. I like
You're
that.
scared of the claw.
All right. So what do we need residents to do? What do we, obviously we're trying to make sure that they understand that there's not a normally scheduled day anymore. Really working to get that information out, because the last thing we want now is for them putting things out and they think that the truck is coming on Thursday, for example, and then no truck comes because they haven't scheduled. But other than that, are there any kind of any tips on putting the things out? I know we worry about, for example, they're too close to mailboxes or overhead wires and things, just for the safety of our crews. Can you speak a little bit about that?
So when you go to the form, it'll actually tell you the things that we won't pick up.
Okay.
So there's certain automotive things, paint, gardening, cleaning products that we won't pick up. So that's not going to be bulk pickup.
Okay.
The other thing is when you do put your items out, don't put them underneath trees, mailboxes, as you mentioned, especially over power lines and over electrical boxes. So you want it free and clear from your curb. So if you're going down your driveway, opposite your mailbox is probably the best location. And
I think it helps that we've kind of explained that this is that clam truck with that big claw thing, because if you envision that thing's got to get down there, get around that item and pick it up, I'm picturing this like a claw machine in the arcades when we were kids,
Yeah,
right?
but bigger.
But much bigger. So just to think in those terms to give it clear space around,
Exactly.
and certainly no overhead wires and things that would create electrocution risks for our
Yep.
team. We love our residents, but we don't want to die when we come to work
That's right.
every day.
And that's the other important part of being accurate with the description and providing a photo. It's also part of the form.
Okay.
So we have an opportunity to see what it is that you're asking. If we can be proactive in communicating on what we're seeing, then when the resident can make the adjustment. Because at the end of the day, we want the items picked up.
Yes.
We don't want to miss them and get people frustrated. We want to communicate with our residents. We want to make sure that they know we're going to be there on a certain day and everything's going to be taken care of.
Great. Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that uploading a photo is part of this process on the form, because I think I keep going back to couch, but even with couches, there's a whole world of difference in, a love seat, for example, or a big L-shaped sectional, right? And what are you putting out there and helpful for us to see? And then if you decide, I'm also going to get rid of this entertainment center because it doesn't hold my 85-inch TV, right? So
Exactly.
just make sure that we get a heads up ahead of time on exactly what you're looking to have picked up so that we can be prepared and have the truck there that can take care of it and get it picked up on schedule.
Exactly. So again, if we see that it's a big more than 2 cubic yards, 3 cubic yards, then we're going to make sure that the clam truck, when it gets to you, is empty.
Yes, right.
Because if we have 7 other stops and then we realize, there's just a lot of stuff and I got to go back, it throws everything off whack.
Yes, yeah. And that kind of helps you with what you were talking about, where you can map out the routes in an efficient way. And that's based not just on location, but also on the amount of stuff that you're picking up at each one. So a great point. Thanks
Yep.
for bringing that up.
And so this may seem obvious, but I just want to make sure the bulk collecting, because we've been talking about sort of household items, but does this also apply to like yard waste and whatnot?
You could do it on bulk pickup, yes.
Right.
But there is a yard.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about, after, big storms and whatnot, or stuff that won't fit, because I've done some
Right.
extreme work that it won't fit in that.
Yes.
In the yard bin. So.
Yeah, that's a great question Jay brought up. So if you have these big tree limbs, whether it's after a storm or it's just, you're just cleaning out things on your yard, they won't fit in your green bin. Is that now bulk pickup that needs to be scheduled, or does it get picked up on
It'll be another bulk
vegetation?
pickup.
It'll be a bulk. Okay.
We've actually had issues where people say, hey, my yard waste didn't get picked up. And then when we look at the footage from the trucks, we see that it's a
a
lot
big
of trees.
pile.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
a big pile
okay.
that's beyond what we would normally pick
Okay.
up.
Well, Jaime, this has been very informative. Just to recap, starting May 1st, your bulk collection will not be on a certain day. It will be scheduled. You can go online for the form to submit to schedule your bulk pickup. And this is basically any green yard debris that does not fit in your yard waste can, but also your household items, your washing machines, your furniture, those types of things that you're getting rid of that don't fit.
Old picnic tables.
Old picnic tables. Any of those types of things, we can actually now go online, get it scheduled so that we know exactly what day they're coming. This is far more efficient for the city and for our vehicles and fuel and crews and so forth, and also gives residents the opportunity to have those things picked up sooner. For example, if I did all my cleaning on Friday and now my truck's not coming until the next Thursday, this will help us get that scheduled sooner for them and keep our streets cleaner, correct?
That's exactly right.
Awesome. All right.
Great summary on that.
Anybody have any other burning things about Talkin Trash that we haven't covered yet?
I don't think so.
All right. Jaime's being awfully quiet over there.
I've got some thoughts, but I'm going to keep it to literal trash.
Little trash. All right.
Literal
All right.
trash.
Well, St. Cloud, thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, give our solid waste office a call. That number is 407-957-7289, and they will be happy to answer any of your questions. We look forward to seeing you again on our next edition of Cloudcast.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Cloudcast. Don't forget to like, follow, rate, and review, and we'll see you next time on Cloudcast.